The first thing I noticed is that almost every skincare ad is trying to sell you one of three things. I watched 100 skincare ads, so you don't have to. And first of all, you're welcome. Because somewhere around ad number 37, my brain started smelling like hyaluronic acid, my soul became a frosted glass dropper bottle, and I briefly considered legally changing my name to Clinically Proven Glow Complex. But here's the thing. After watching 100 skincare ads back to back, you start to notice something. Not the products, not the ingredients, not even the models with skin so smooth they looked like they were rendered overnight by a very ambitious computer. You notice the patterns, the tricks, the little visual spells, the quiet ways skincare brands make you stop scrolling, lean in, and think, wait, do I need this? And today, I'm breaking it all down. What the ads are actually selling, why they all look expensive in the exact same way, which ones are smart, which ones are empty skincare theatre, and which ones made me whisper respectfully, girl, what are we even claiming here? I'm Sera, your skincare savvy friend with a marketing radar that never turns off. I love beauty. I hate empty hype. I know when a miracle ingredient is doing community theatre in a glass bottle. So let's get into it. The first thing I noticed is that almost every skincare ad is trying to sell you one of three things, not skincare. Three feelings: control, transformation, and peace. Control sounds like, finally fix your skin, target stubborn texture, take back your glow. It's the language of command. The ad is basically saying, your skin is a problem, but don't worry, this tiny bottle has arrived wearing a lab coat. Then there's transformation. This is where skincare ads get dramatic. Before and afters, close-up skin shots, texture disappearing, dark circles vanishing. A person looking into the mirror like they've just forgiven themselves for something. These ads are not selling moisturizer. They are selling the movie scene where your life quietly becomes better because your skin barrier got its act together. And then there's peace. This is my favourite one. Soft towels, steam, cream being scooped like dessert, a woman in a robe touching her face as if she's just been informed all her emails have answered themselves. This kind of ad says, you are tired, the world is loud, come put this serum on and become unreachable. Honestly, compelling. I too would like to become unreachable. Now, visually, skincare ads have a uniform, and that uniform is white background, water droplets, slow product rotation, a little smear of cream, a leaf, maybe a pipette, definitely a hand that has never done dishes, and somewhere nearby, the word barrier. Skincare brands love the skin barrier. The barrier is the Beyoncé of skincare marketing right now. Every product supports the barrier, protects the barrier, restores the barrier, whispers affirmations to the barrier before bed. And to be clear, the skin barrier is real, it matters, but in ads, sometimes barrier support becomes this beautiful little fog machine. It makes the product feel more clinical, more serious, more responsible, like the moisturizer has a medical degree and a clean apartment. That's what good skincare advertising does. It takes something scientific, then dresses it in silk pajamas. The second major pattern I noticed, skincare ads are obsessed with texture. And honestly, they should be. Texture is where skincare becomes edible. A balm melting, a serum dripping, a cream folding into itself, a gel bouncing under studio lights, a cleanser turning from oil to milk. These shots work because they make the product feel physical before you even touch it. You don't just understand the product, you almost feel it. That's powerful. A good texture shot can do more than a paragraph of copy. Because if I see a rich cream being spread across glass like vanilla frosting for rich people, I understand the promise immediately. Comfort, moisture, softness, luxury, a tiny vacation for my face. The best skincare ads know this. They do not explain everything. They let your senses do the shopping. But then, we have ingredient soup. And you know exactly what I mean. An ad opens with, powered by niacinamide, peptide peptides, ceramides, hyaluronic acid, vitamin C, ectoin, snow mushroom, marine collagen, fermented rice water, and the emotional memory of a French pharmacy. Ma'am, at some point, this is no longer a formula. It is a group project. Ingredient lists can build trust, but too many ingredients in an ad can start to feel like the brand is trying to bury you under vocabulary. The average customer is not sitting there thinking, "Ah yes, I was hoping this would include a multi-weight humectant complex." They're thinking, "Will this make me look less tired?" That's the real question. Great skincare ads translate ingredients into desire. Not just contains peptides, but for skin that looks firmer, smoother, and a little less like you slept 4 hours and called it wellness. That's the difference. Ingredients are the proof, but the feeling is the sale. Now let's talk about clinical aesthetics, because skincare brands love looking clinical. White coats, lab glass, silver caps, macro shots, blue light, charts. Words like advanced, dermal, repair, and complex. Everything looks like it was approved by a very calm scientist named Claire. And there's a reason for that. Clinical visuals borrow authority. They make a product feel tested, precise, serious, and expensive. But here's where it gets interesting. A lot of skincare ads don't actually want to be fully medical. They want to feel medical adjacent. Clinical, but pretty. Scientific, but not scary. Dermatologist energy, but still bathroom shelf cute. That's the sweet spot. Because if an ad looks too medical, it can feel cold. If it looks too pretty, it can feel unserious. The best skincare ads live right in the middle. 1 foot in the lab, 1 foot in the luxury hotel bathroom. Now, after watching 100 ads, I can tell you something with my whole chest. Most skincare ads are not selling results. They are selling belief. Belief that this will be the product that finally works. Belief that this routine will make you consistent. Belief that buying this will turn your bathroom counter into a calmer, more elegant version of your personality. And honestly, that belief is a huge part of beauty. Packaging matters because it creates ritual. Texture matters because it creates pleasure. The ad matters because it gives the product a role in your life. A cleanser is not just a cleanser. In the right ad, it becomes the reset, the first quiet minute of the night, the thing that removes the day, the soft little ceremony before you become yourself again. That's what skincare advertising understands really well. It turns small routines into emotional events, but not all ads do this well. Some are beautiful but empty. You know the type. Gorgeous lighting, perfect product shot, elegant font, a model touching her cheek, and absolutely no reason to care. Pretty is not a strategy. Pretty can stop the scroll for half a second, but then what? What is the hook? What is the problem? What is the promise? What is the reason this product exists? A skincare ad has to do more than look expensive. It has to create tension. Maybe the tension is, my skin feels dry no matter what I use. Maybe it's, my makeup keeps clinging to texture. Maybe it's, I want luxury skincare, but I don't want to feel scammed by a $300 jar of whipped air. That tension gives the ad a pulse. Without it, the ad is just a beautiful bottle standing in good lighting, hoping for the best. And hope is not a media strategy. Now let's talk about the ads that actually felt smart. The best ones did 3 things. First, they had a specific hook. Not get glowing skin. Everyone is promising glowing skin. At this point, glowing skin has been promised so many times it needs a publicist. The stronger hooks were more specific. Things like, your moisturizer might not be lasting through the day. Your skin isn't dry, it may be dehydrated. This is why your foundation separates by 3 p.m. Stop treating your barrier like it owes you money. Specific hooks make people feel seen. And when people feel seen, they keep watching. Second, the best ads showed the product in use, not just floating, not just sitting next to a puddle, actually being applied, scooped, pressed, massaged, layered. Because skincare is tactile, we want to know, is it sticky? Is it rich? Is it watery? Does it disappear? Does it pill? Does it make me look glazed or greasy? There is a difference, a very important difference. Glazed is chic. Greasy is a hostage situation. And third, the best ads had a clear product world. They knew who they were talking to. Teen acne brand, be direct. Prestige serum, be restrained. French pharmacy-inspired moisturizer, be calm, functional, and slightly emotionally unavailable. Luxury oil, be sensual. Men's skincare, please, for the love of pores, stop making everything black and grey. A strong ad knows its world. A weak ad just copies whatever is trending and hopes nobody notices. We notice. Sera notices. Now, here's something brands do that fascinates me. They use water to sell everything. Hydration? Water splash. Cleanser? Water splash. Serum? Water ripple. Moisturizer? Condensation. Eye cream? A droplet falling in slow motion, like it has unresolved feelings. Water is the universal skincare metaphor. It says fresh, clean, pure, alive. And it works. Because skin is visual, but hydration is hard to show. So brands use water as shorthand. A shiny droplet tells your brain, this product quenches. Even if the actual formula is sitting there like, I am mostly emollients and polymers, but go off. That's the magic of visual marketing. It doesn't always explain the product literally, it creates an atmosphere around the promise. Another thing I saw everywhere, the luxury pause. This is when an ad slows everything down. The cap twists slowly. The cream moves slowly. The model blinks slowly. The bottle rotates as if it's being presented to royalty. Luxury skincare ads love slowness, because speed feels cheap. Fast cuts say, buy now. Slow movement says, you may approach the serum. And that's why prestige beauty often feels almost silent. Less text, more space, more shadow, more restraint. The product is not begging, it is waiting to be discovered. That kind of confidence can be very effective, but only when the brand has enough clarity to support it. Because sometimes minimalism is elegance, and sometimes it's just an ad that forgot to say anything. There's a difference. A dangerous, expensive difference. So after 100 ads, what did I learn? I learned that skincare advertising is not really about skin. It's about identity. It's about who you are when you use the product. Are you disciplined? Are you luxurious? Are you clean? Are you educated? Are you soft? Are you high maintenance in a way that sounds like self-respect? The product becomes a symbol. A serum says, I take care of myself. A moisturizer says, I am gentle with myself. A $280 cream says, I have either excellent taste or questionable impulse control. Possibly both. And the best brands understand that. They're not just selling formula. They're selling a version of you that has better lighting, better habits, and a calmer nervous system. But here's where skincare brands get into trouble. They confuse more with better. More claims, more ingredients, more text, more trends, more UGC, more before and afters, more science words, more droplets, more everything. And suddenly, the ad has no point of view. It's just screaming, hydrating, brightening, firming, barrier, peptides, glow, dermatologist, clean, clinical, viral. That's not an ad, That's a skincare panic attack. A great ad makes one promise clearly, one emotional promise, one visual world, one reason to care. That is what makes it memorable, not the number of buzzwords, not the number of claims, not how many ingredients you can stack into a caption before it collapses under its own serum weight. So, if I had to summarise what actually works in skincare ads, it would be this. Make the problem specific. Make the texture irresistible. Make the product feel credible. Make the world feel desirable. And for the love of SPF, make the claim understandable. Because the customer does not need a chemistry lecture. They need a reason to believe this bottle belongs in their routine. That's the job. Not to say everything, to say the right thing beautifully. And that is why I love dissecting skincare ads. Because behind every glossy product shot, there is a strategy. Behind every water droplet, there is a promise. Behind every slow-motion cream smear, there is a brand quietly saying, "Don't you want your life to feel like this?" Sometimes that promise is smart. Sometimes it's a little dramatic. Sometimes it's wearing a lab coat it did not earn. But it's always interesting. And once you learn how to read skincare ads, you never see them the same way again. You start noticing the hooks, the lighting, the claims, the emotional bait, the ritual, the fantasy, the tiny little performance of science and softness. And then suddenly, the ad is not just an ad. It's a story, a sales pitch, a mood board, a mirror. A very expensive jar of hope with a sans serif font. So yes, I watched 100 skincare ads so you don't have to. And my conclusion is this. The best skincare ads don't just make you want better skin. They make you want a better feeling life. A quieter morning, a softer night, a shelf that says, "I have things under control." A face that looks like it drinks water, minds its business, and has never opened Slack before 9 a.m. That is what's really being sold. Not just glow, relief. Not just hydration, possibility. Not just skincare, a tiny, beautifully packaged fantasy that maybe, with the right cream, serum, balm, mist, mask, or suspiciously expensive oil, you can become a little more luminous, a little more composed, a little more impossible to market to. Except, of course, I still see what you're doing. I'm Sera, and I'll be watching the ads.